Well, Grant, first of all then, counting the bodies after the match the other night, how are you looking ahead of this game with Grimsby?
Yeah, better. Everyone's fine from the game. We've had Kyle Hurst, Tyler Roberts train this week, which is good. Kyle will be available for tomorrow. Tyler's a little bit too soon, maybe. We'll see. I've got to make a call on that later on, whether we use him even from the bench or something like that, but we'll see. So pleased in terms of people's come through the game. It was a massive shift the boys put in, particularly second half, trying to get back into the game. We're all good.
And you've got Senior now getting back into the throw of things after his injury problems. For the first time in a long time, there's a bit of light at the end of the injury tunnel.
We hope so, yeah. I mean, look, Richard Wood's not too far either, and I'll keep saying this, but it's just a matter of the pain threshold and this calf of his settling down and the pain going away. George Miller again, another one, hopefully not too soon, not too far away from returning. So we're starting to get people back. We want to try and keep them back, so we've got to be mindful in terms of what we do with them during the week and things like that. So yeah, it's definitely a plus for us.
The flip side to that, though, is that quite a lot of the squad have played an awful amount of football. So when you're thinking about your team for the next couple of matches, how much does maybe fatigue and rest play its part in your selection?
Well, you always pick a team based on energy levels, how they're feeling, the next opposition, where can we try and expose, Grimsby in terms of what we do, is what we look at. We know it's a tough game, we know the occasion, but we got to make sure we stay calm and control on what we do, and that's even in our decision making as a coaching staff. So we'll pick hopefully the best team that's ready and willing to go, and hopefully we can get a good performance and another 3 points.
Take your chances and defend a bit better and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, look, we watching the game back, it's always hard, straight after a game and trying to reflect on a game when you haven't actually sit down and analysed it. And I don't think I was too far wrong on what I said after the game, really. Sometimes it can be way off the mark, that's true, but I felt I was right in terms of what I said. I felt, it's one of the games where one of the best games I felt we've had real control in the game, particularly second half when we changed a little bit and we controlled a lot of the play was in their half. But ultimately, look, the game of football is about sticking the ball in the back of the net. We did have a goal. It was chalked off. I felt if that had counted, would have definitely got something out of the game because we had the momentum. But look, it wasn't to be. On the day, we've got done off a couple of headers in the first half from Smith, who's excellent at that. The third goal was more of a breakaway for them really, and just a killer blow for us. But I was pleased with the group, kept pushing, kept playing the way we wanted to play, kept creating opportunities and chances, because if we're not doing that, I'll worry. The fact that we're creating opportunities, lots of opportunities, lots of good areas, not a problem. We will score goals if we keep doing that.
I realise this might sound like I'm apportioning blame when there's none to be apportioned, but with regard to goalkeepers, obviously Lawler dropped out because of his injuries, and since that time everything's been fine, but the question mark then becomes, when do you think about changing perhaps back?
I think Lewis Jones has been outstanding, and look, could he have done better for maybe the third goal? He would probably say yes, but one mistake in 10 games I think he's made. I think he's been outstanding. Really has, really controlled in what he's doing, and Ian Lawler knows this. I've already had the conversation with Lozzie in terms of I don't think he would like it if I took him out of the team and the boot was on the other foot, if that makes sense. So I'm really pleased with the two goalkeepers. The young goalkeeper Ben Bottomley training well all the time. So we've got good options there. They're all fighting to get the number one shirt, but they know that I have changed goalkeepers during the season in all my previous clubs, and I've no problem doing that if I feel it's right. But at the minute, I think Lewis isn't good fun.
Grimsby then, what awaits you this weekend then with them?
Look, I've got obvious threats. You know what I mean? I've got people who know this division. inside out. You know, Danny Rose has been promoted last season with Stevenage, massive threat for them. Issa, massive threat for them. The midfield three I like, lots of energy and legs about them. So we're going to have to be at our very best to win the game. Look, I know they've been on a bit of a sticky patch, but they've got good players in their team. They've got a good manager in Paul Hurst, and we're going to have to be at our very best, both the players, the staff, everybody, to make sure we get the 3 points.
When you're in the circumstances you're in and facing opposition like this, do you find an element with the opposition can seem at times a bit desperate, if you like, because they're so keen to get back to winning ways? I think they've lost 6 of 8, haven't they, in the last couple of months, that there is a degree of desperation about them?
I don't know. I mean, Paul's experienced enough to know that he'll not be throwing any toys at the pram. He'll be staying nice and cool and calm. But for us, we just focus on ourselves, really. We can't worry about what's happening at Grimsby. We have to make sure we respond from the result the other night. We try and build on the performance. We try and be a bit more resolute when we're defending, and we be a bit more ruthless when we're attacking. So all the bits and pieces in between both the 18-yard box and Tuesday night, I was really pleased with. But ultimately, like I said after the game, both boxes we need to be better, and we've shown we have been good at that over recent weeks. But in that particular game on Tuesday, we weren't there, so we want to respond in that.